Okay, dolls, so we've already done our eyebrows and we've completed the first portion of our eye look, and this was on part 1 of this 2-part series of Get Ready With Me. So if you'd like to see how I beat this face down, make it look super natural, not too overdone, highlighted and contoured for your everyday wearable look or even back to school, then you're going to keep on watching. And I just want to let you guys know this is a complete talk through for part 2 as well. So if you have the time and you want to see how I go from drab to fab on a daily basis, then keep on watching. Be sure to leave me some comments and let me know what you think of these type of videos. And until the next time, I'll chat with you dolls later. Okay, you guys, so this is part 2. My face is primed with my milk of magnesia. Boo, don't let me scare you. It looks like this, the best primer in the world. I know it looks crazy. You wonder why would I put this on my skin. I mean, child, boo, it just works. Let me just tell you that. So getting started, I'm using L'Oreal True Match in the C8. I went ahead and poured some on the back of my hand. I'm just going to apply this with my fingers all over the place where I want it to be because I'm going to blend it out. So just get it everywhere, and you're going to blend it out, so it doesn't matter how you do it. Just get it on there. Oh, I look sexy. Oh my goodness. Next, I'm going to spray the face just to moisten up the foundation and let it blend easily with Thick Plus. Take my Sonia Kashuk brush and just start to work this foundation into my face, like so. I first go in with a brush, and then I use a beauty blender. As you can see, it's making the white milk of magnesia disappear, and it just gives you a, to me, flawless airbrush look. I like to move quickly because of the primer. The foundation will dry on your face and not be easy to work with. Don't sleep on the drugstore foundations, ladies. I'm telling you, when I don't want to use up my good stuff, if it's a Sunday, I'm using drugstore. And most times, it's just as good. Make sure you get your neck and push back into your headline. You don't want to take a picture and your skin has patches in it. So I like to go just right near my ear, not over the whole ear, but there's the foundation. Pretty much spray a beauty blender, which this is dirty. I use it on my own face, so no worries. And I use the remainder that's on my hand just to catch any areas I may have missed. I don't really color correct that often unless I get a pimple, but this is pretty much what I do every day, though. Every day before I go to work. A lot of people say it's a lot of work, but when you get used to it, then you're used to doing the same routine every day. Forgive the noise. Those are the balls jiggling in my nails. Okay. So that's foundation. I take the balls off my piercings when I'm doing this so I don't have makeup everywhere. I've already done the inner tear duct on this eye and not this one, but I'm going to do it with you guys on film. Okay, so there's my foundation. I'm going to remove this excess foundation off the back of my hand and move on to concealer. For concealer, I'm using my Pro Longwear by MAC in an NW45. I like to pump it on the back of my hand like that, just one little teeny tiny drop. And because this foundation is too red, I like to mix it with the LA Pro Girl in Fawn. And I do the same thing, squeeze it onto the back of my hand so I could blend the colors. Then I'm going to go in with a Sonia Kashuk flat concealer or foundation brush, mix those two colors on the back of my hand, and go in under my eye. Make sure I mix it evenly because Studio Fix is really red and then the Pro Girl is really yellow, so you want to get an even blend. I do that on both sides of my face, under my eye. I'm going to take a smaller brush by Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to just go down the bridge of my nose with that. I like to highlight my cubix bow. A little bit on the forehead. I don't always highlight my forehead, but if you want to make an even face, you really should highlight everywhere you should highlight. Get closer to my under eye with this smaller brush. And that's about to my liking. I don't want to overdo it with concealer. Now I'm going to grab my Fix Plus, spray my Beauty Blender, and blend this out. Okay? I use both sides of the Beauty Blender. This is not a real Beauty Blender. This is like a beauty, sorry. This came from CVS, I think. I don't know who it's by, but it's like $8, so it should be like a real Beauty Blender. It's much more dense and tighter feeling than the Soft Beauty Blender, but it does the job. Like I said, I'm going to move quick because you don't want the foundation, the concealer to dry up on you. That's the reason why I moisten the brush, the blender. Then you just blend out everywhere you just highlighted really well. And I like to make sure that I conceal right here above my brows, because sometimes you'll see some of the primer that I used earlier. And I like to squeeze the Beauty Blender to get right in that nook of my eye. And that's about as highlighted as I want to be. Nice and subtle, not too much. Next I'm going to go in and conceal. To do that, I'm using Black Radiance, a concealer stick in dark, and I'm going down the bridge of my nose on each side lightly. Don't want it too strong, see? Then I'm going to carve out my cheekbones, like so. I like to go in the center of my cubix bow, under my lip, to make it appear larger, and around the forehead lightly. I do have a big forehead, but I embrace it. I'm going to use another beauty sponge that I have. This is a black one. Just blend that out. I'm going to go down the bridge of my nose quickly. So like I said, you don't want this to dry up, because then you'll have harsh lines. And I like to move quick, and I don't set until one time. I don't want to set the under eye until my contour shade is there. Just pushing this color into my cheekbones, sucking my face in, and then using the excess to drag underneath my jawbone. See that? You see that cheekage? Yes. Come down around the forehead. Be sure to blend, you guys. You do not want to take a picture and see any of these harsh lines. And when I do my makeup like this, it pretty much gives me a flawless look. Once again, bring it under the jaw. Blend out the center of that cubix bow, under that lip. Okay. I like to bring it around my highlight to curve it a little bit so it doesn't have like that sharp, draggy look. No offense, I love drag makeup, but it's a time and a place if I want a super look like that. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to go in with some Ruby Kisses Set It and Forget It powder. I put it in a cap. I'm using a Sonia Kashuk brush. Blow off the excess. And I sometimes use a cosmetic sponge to do this. I'm just going to press this into my highlight. to set it. If you're using a cream liquid concealer, you definitely want to set the under eye. Same thing down the nose, on your forehead. Everywhere you put the highlighter, you want to set it. You don't want that concealer to break up on you while you're out. Above my lip, on my chin. Sometimes I go under my contour, sharpen it a little, like so. Okay. Next, I'm taking the Sonia Kashuk contour brush, and I'm going to go into some Black Radiance pressed powder in Rich Mahogany. And I'm just going to start towards my ear and lightly flick upward to blend out that contour, and as well as underneath the chin. Flicking upward allows for it to look like a natural blend. Some people just go in a circular motion, which I do sometimes, but afterwards. Flick upward. I'm going to go under the chin, as well as on the sides of our nose, to set that concealer. I like to bring it into my eyebrow area to really carve out my nose shape, and it just chisels out the face. I'm not going to do any blush today. Just going to go in with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Deep. Just blend all of this together. Give it that smooth, flawless look. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using the Wild and Radiant by BH Cosmetics. Such a gorgeous palette. I'm going to spray my brush with that Fix Plus again. And I'm just going to choose one of these shades, probably this golden one, and add that on. With a light hand, of course, because highlighter could really go overboard. See that pop? Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to send this right down the bridge of my nose as well, top of my cupid's bow. And while I have this palette out, I may as well go ahead and do my other inner tear duct, as you guys can see. I'm just going to use this same highlighter. Pop it right in my inner tear duct. And drag it underneath as well. For lips, I'm just going to use a simple lip gloss. I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to do this video on film for you guys. Just adding some Ginger Snap by NYX. A very muted nude. No liner, just gloss. Last but not least, I'm going to go back in with this Silky Eye Smooth palette and just drag, double my eyelash, and just drag some of this purple shade underneath the bottom lash line. Like so. Okay, I'm going to spray myself with some Fix Plus and remove this concealer before it gets all over the place. Gonna let down my hair, and that's gonna complete this look. You guys have gotten ready with me from beginning to end. Gonna snap some pictures, and that's gonna be it. You let this Fix Plus dry. And as you guys can tell, it's a really subtle, cute, everyday wearable makeup look. Not too overdone. The contour is there. The highlight is there. The nose is chiseled. Still have some Fix Plus drying on my face. But that is how I achieve this simple everyday look, as well as the brows, as well as my full face. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you dolls later. Bye.